where's my motivation? Why isn't my motivation sitting at my bedside right now? Or you're not feeling all jazzed like you used to. Like, hey, that's understandable. Life gets you down. You then ask yourself, what happened to my motivation? Like, where did it go? Welcome back to the Junior Mints podcast. Honestly, I never thought I would be making an episode again, but here we are. We're back on the grind. Welcome back, everybody. Sorry it's been so long. It's been like 8 months or something since I've just decided to stop. But no, we are not stopping. Not anytime soon. We're going to keep this podcast going. I don't care what people say. We're doing this. Anyway, welcome back. This is episode 113. And yeah, here we go. So, today's topic, I'm going to be figuring it out, and obviously I'm going to be figuring it out. But, more importantly, I'm going to be letting you guys know what to do when you're not feeling motivated. Well, more from a personal perspective rather than just, pulling up statistics and then, being like, oh, according to this scientist, which, So, let's just enough stalling. Let's do this. So, as a guy in my 20s, sometimes I don't feel like doing stuff. That's an everyday thing for some people, and it gets to the point where you get out of bed wondering, where's my motivation? Why isn't my motivation sitting at my bedside right now? Or you're not feeling all jazzed like you used to. Like, hey, that's understandable. Life gets you down. You then ask yourself, what happened to my motivation? Like, where did it go? And how can I get it back? Well, today I hope to answer that question for you guys and more as we dive in. So, here's another scenario for you. So, personal story. I woke up some time ago feeling stuck. Like, I had no direction. Almost to the point where I asked myself the question of, what's the point? But then I looked inward and really thought about it. In that instance, I had discovered that I had gotten comfortable with where I was in life. Not saying comfort is a bad thing, but there's a difference between comfort and complacency. It was at that point that I finally realized that I had gotten complacent. And when we become complacent, we often become comfortable, and vice versa. That's when my motivation began to suffer. I was doing the same thing over and over, and I hadn't tried something new or exciting. So what's the point of all this? Why am I telling you this? I'm mainly telling you guys this because I don't want to see you guys fall into the trap of complacency. I want you guys to succeed, wherever you may be in life. I want you guys to be as motivated as you've ever been. But how do you get there? How do you get that motivation? The other thing is, you guys, each and every one of you, I don't care who you are, everyone who is watching this, you guys have so much to live for. Even if you're not watching this, you still have so much to live for. I mean, that's just, knowing that is just beautiful. It's awesome, right? So in terms of finding motivation in the midst of complacency, the one thing I would suggest is to try something new. Spice up your day. There's no right or wrong way to spice up your routine. All that matters is that you do spice it up. That way, you're motivated to do something else. So, we're going to dig into a core concept, motivation itself. Motivation is a tricky thing. Some people believe that motivation will just be there waiting for you at your bedside. Sometimes, yes, that is the case, but not always. One thing I've learned over the span of my life is that when you take action, even when you don't feel like doing something, then the motivation will suddenly appear. It'll be like, hey, what's going on? Like, haven't seen an old friend in a while. So long story short, action leads to motivation. Sometimes motivation can lead to action, but in this case, action leads to motivation. Now, I could pull up a bunch of stats to back up my claim, but that's not what this podcast is about. It's more fun just to help you guys from my personal experiences from one person to another, rather than some statistic thing from the interwebs, right? Now, I'll give you guys one more example before I wrap up for the day. Let's say that you're not feeling like exercising, but you know you need to do it, which, I mean, come on, everyone needs to. So let's suppose you get to the gym and you start lifting and you are just like, meh, this is decent. But then, while you're lifting, something goes off in your mind and then you feel pumped. You're like, let's finish this. This feels amazing. Let's get this done. Yada, yada, yada. After the gym, you feel so pumped up. Bomb you up. The point of the scenario, is that taking action, even if you don't feel like it, will lead to motivation. And it's not just that scenario. Like let's suppose that you're gonna clean the house, right? And you don't really feel like it. I mean, whoever does feel like cleaning the house? No one, right? But then, you start vacuuming and then you see how like clean the carpet is and you're like, oh, well, dang, okay. Like, this is awesome. You're enjoying the progress that you're making, so you're motivated to finish that project. Or let's suppose that you're playing a video game. Let's suppose it's the, campaign to the new God of War game that just came out on PS5. That's just a random scenario. You start the game and you're just like, I don't see the point. Like, I want to finish this, but I don't really feel like it. But then you get to like a really awesome boss fight and you're like, oh, dang, let's see where this goes, right? So part of that motivation, and like, I sometimes get motivated so I can see how things end or see how things wrap up. You know what I'm saying? So it's just that's just one of the many scenarios that life throws at us, and it's like you just have to just keep. What is that? Meet the Robinsons quote? Keep moving forward. That's exactly what this is. Keep moving forward. Action leads to motivation. Keep moving forward. Or it's like Finding Nemo with Dory. Just keep swimming. And yeah, it's sometimes tough to, get out of bed and be like, what is the freaking point? And it's like, it's easier said than done, absolutely. But it's there, it's all on, I hate to say this, but it's all on you guys to just take action and do something about it. Like, yeah. Anyway, if you're going to take anything from this episode, I would take the advice of action leads to motivation. Sometimes, yes, motivation is right there, but that's maybe like 20% of the time. The other 80%, you're like, yeah, no, I got to take some action, right? And start slow. Start somewhere, Anyway, this has been the Junior Mints Podcast. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I have been your host, Finn Lawler. If you guys liked it, please drop a like, subscribe down below. Go check out my other videos. There's a lot on there. And we will see you guys next time.